Hi. Hello. Welcome to, what is this, week number 5, I believe, of the Nova Vacuum Battalion Champions League, NBBCL. We're back again after the interesting week that was last week versus Sinister. We did get our third victory, so hopefully we can keep out the streak going. Anyways, this week we are facing Mr. TJP and their Battle Bomb Montreal. Pretty fitting name, I guess, that they drafted Mega Greninja as their first pick. You can see the team that they have. It is actually another Sun team, which is fun. This one is not as straightforward as the one that I faced before, though, where Mega Pinsir was just, completely destroy it, because they have a number of other things. Anyways, Mega Greninja is annoying, of course. I just learning that it is as fast as freaking Dragapult, so that's fun. They do have the Sunbot and the Torkoal and the Venusaur, but actually their most threatening stuff, I think, is actually the Trick Room stuff with Klefki, Mega Drampa, and Fagribus. They do have some good decent speed control, I guess, with Chlorophyll, with Electric Web from Raichu, potential Tailwind, some Icy Winds. The Melodic's actually quite annoying. Absol is never coming. That's the only Pokemon that I know is not coming, but everything else I could see coming. Especially as they do have two fake out Pokemon into the Infernape and the Alolan Raichu. So, anyways, you can see my team on the right. I actually have made a couple of transactions before the final deadline. We did end up letting go of Arhisu at the Fluxion because he just was doing nothing for us. And funnily enough, he would have been great this week, but it is what it is. I mean, with a Milotic, it wouldn't have done much necessarily, but who knows. Anyways, we got Volcarona because redirection is always useful, so we're gonna go with that. It replaces the fire type. And for Alligator, which I never thought I was gonna bring, we are replacing with Rotom, which gives me a Ghost type, which replaces the Ghost type that we lost, but it also gives me a little bit more of speed control with Electro Web access and stuff that cannot be faked out. So yeah, those are the changes. Those are the updates. That's gonna be the final team of the season because the deadlines have been closed for transactions. So yeah, anyways, let me show you what I'm bringing for this game. Alright, first of all, it's gonna be Satan, the sociable, of course. Bringing Focus Sash deck this week. Last week we were very annoying with our Anchor shenanigans, so we're gonna try to do the same thing this week. We are gonna be give me 1 second here. I'll make the room. Okay. So yeah, we just need to be bulky, but we do need to leave one hit if at least guarantee. So we are bringing Tailwind because Tailwind has been very useful. Also, they could try to do shenanigans with their speed. So that's is just for spread damage, and also because I don't want to get a potential Moonblast special defense, special attack drop versus a competitive Milotic, which I'm pretty sure is coming this week. Protect and Encore is just to mess with them. Yeah, they don't have a Dark type that is too much of a concern to this, so perhaps we can mess with them with the Prankster shenanigans. Anyways, number 2 is gonna be one of our debuting team members. It's gonna be Vecna, the Volcarona. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looked nice to bring a Quiver Dances this week, but I decided I needed these coverage moves better. Even then, if they bring the Infernape, that's gonna be annoying because I don't really hit it. Outside of that, Hitway and Bug Balls are very good versus their team, and Giga Drain is mostly for Melodic and an Attrition War. We are just bulky because we are gonna try to play with the Technique either under Trick Room for their fastest stuff or under Tailwind. So that's tough. But for the most part, we're a bit bulky. I did consider bringing Rage Powder Redirection, but it's kind of no point. They either have very much spread moves or the stuff that he's physically, which they don't have a lot of stuff that he's physically unless they bring specifically a physical Greninja, in which case would probably just be rock sliding. So that's why we're Charty Berry, by the way, on this. So hopefully work out. The ability is really not important, so we're just keeping Flame Body. I don't think that Flame Body or the other one will come out. But if they fake out, this thing with the Raichu for whatever reason, then maybe we can burn it and, do a little bit of chip damage, break a sash, who knows. Anyways, number 3 is going to be our Mega this week. We are going to bring Mega Gardevoir for this game. It's going to be an interesting set. I mean, I don't really have much to hit outside the stuff, so we are bringing Psychic and Hyper Voice. Protect, of course, is just to, defense of this. If I had to do with a Klefki, I'm just gonna have to deal with it with something else. And last but not least, Calm Mind, just to try to win those attrition wars if he wants to, like, go gram make a Drampa and stuff. Also, I really didn't need the coverage. I could have tried to go for Trick Room, but it is fine. Protect, of course, the last move. We are bringing another Jarala this week once again. He's gonna be running just 3 attacks Protect because, again, I think this is gonna be a game very much of burst damage. They could have the screens, but if they have screens, I have my own way to deal with them. Setting up didn't seem realistic for this, so I didn't bother with it. So yeah, we're just gonna go double stuff and fire in case they bring the Sun for us. We are bringing a Choice Scarf Moxie Crocodile this week. Hopefully the thing is they live with Greninja and I can just one-shot it with this. With Cross Combat, unfortunately, it's the only thing that does it. Everything else, is stuff. I don't want to give the Milotic a boost, so that's why we're not. But also, if we manage to get a kill with something, then we start threatening stuff. Knockoff, because I just want the strongest one-hit move to hit versus stuff. And removing our leftovers on a Milotic, for example, would be pretty useful. So yeah, we're going with that. And last but not least, also making his debut from last week, we are kind of gonna go the old Earthquake Discharge strategy, depending on what their leads are. This guy allows me to have screens to mitigate their damage, Discharge to hopefully spray some paralysis, and Hex just to hit double hard. I did a couple of games on the ladder with this, and there was no point where I really wanted to click Protect with this. So this thing is to mitigate their own damage and match their screams if they bring them. Anyways, that's gonna be the team we're gonna be playing in a minute. We'll see you in the game. All right, welcome to the game, everybody. Yeah, the Skarmory is interesting. Everything else is pretty much what we expected. There's no Mega Greninja, so they do have the Mega thing. They don't have a fake out Pokemon, so that is interesting. Okay, so how do we want to deal with this? Yeah, all right. So they're gonna be setting up. I mean, essentially the strategy is to 100% set up Trick Room in me, right? In front of us, right? So it's my best strategy to live with this and with this, or should I? I feel like they live with Klefki. I think that the strategy right now is going to be to live with this and with this, and we can go from there. Because killing their stuff too fast is going to be a problem to let the Mega Drampa in. And if we can get our stuff set up, we'll be fine. Once we can bring stuff outside of Trick Room, then the game should be relatively straightforward. Alright, let's go with this. Well, good luck to Mr. TJP, always a pleasure to battle them. He is a pretty good coach. And yeah, hopefully it's a fun game without any hacks. I really haven't had any games this season without hacks though, so we'll see what happens. I think we're both still very much trying to get those playoff spots. We'll see. Okay, that makes sense. This makes lots of sense. Yep. Okay. This is a pretty straightforward, right? We hit wave with this guy, and we light scream, and we go from there. Yeah. All right, we go first, so that means that the Klefki must have gone for Trick Room, which is fine. We're gonna get a nice strong hit weight. Okay, that's good damage. That is one hell of a special defensive Milotic, but that's fine. Oh, that's absolutely okay. Yeah, not a problem. I will imagine they go for the Trick Room here. Yep, that makes sense. Alright. That is quite alright. So now what we can do here is we can click what turn protect with this and then try to go for the discharge, as they're probably gonna try to go into the grandpa here. I mean, realistically, there's nothing else they should be doing, right? Alright, let's protect. And we'll just go for the discharge to try to get some damage in. They're actually gonna stay in. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Because if we can get rid of the Klefki and withstand their turns of Trick Room, we all set up. Yeah, I just go for the skull into the whole Corona. That is absolutely okay. We are gonna go for the discharge. I don't think it's gonna pick up the Klefki just yet. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't quite do it, but it does paralyze it, which is perfect. Doesn't paralyze the melodic, but that is alright. Yeah, at this point, I think we just want to go for the Giga Drain into the melodic. And we should be hexing this guy over here. That is the second turn of Trick Room, which it's alright. But yeah, once we can get rid of these, yeah, that is some small damage. Yeah, they're gonna skull. That should do a decent amount. Yeah, that's not bad. Can now burn a fire type, which is good. They're gonna go for a Giga Drain, get a good small amount of damage. The problem is we are kind of letting the Drampa come in for free now, but you know, it's gonna be what's gonna be, right? Maybe I should just keep attacking the guy. But with this thing dead, Como becomes quite a problem for them. So yeah, we'll see. Hot, hot, hot. They actually bring the Torkoal. Ooh, okay. So they just weaken the crap out of their own skull, which is interesting. I do wonder if he has a rock move. Let me see. There are 2 more turns to Trick Room, so we can protect this turn. And this turn we'll just go for the discharge, right? If he has a rock move, he has a rock move. There is no point of going for anything else though. So yeah. So the best they could do is potentially go for the eruption at the skull. If he kills the Rotom, that's fine. Eruption, okay. Yeah, I don't know how much it does to the Rotom. Hopefully we can leave it. Ooh, barely. So it depends on whether they went for the attack or not. Alluring Boys, okay. We barely died to that, which is unfortunate, but it's alright. So I do want to be out with this versus the guy. So we are gonna go into this. Good play on their part. Now I don't know that Vecna can leave that hit, to be honest. So I could just go for the Giga Drain. But this is their last turn of Trick Room, so either way it should be alright the next turn. Alright, so Giga Drain and then hit with the next turn. Yeah, I think that will be my best okay play. We're gonna go ahead and do this, and we will protect. Another play would have been just to switch out to Como, but I don't want Como taking the damage right now. If that loses with the game, that will be unfortunate, but it is what it is, you know. Good play on them to double target though, but then again, maybe they thought that the eruption will be enough to kill my board Corona, which, to be fair, could be a good assumption. I don't think it is though, but we will see here. Okay, and I think we leave a skull from here. Please. Beautiful, dude, beautiful. Yep. Yep. And now this is where we start having fun. Yep. That's Citrus Berry, that's alright. It's quite alright. My light screen wears off. The twisted dimensions return to normal. That is okay. That is quite okay. Their light screen is gonna wear off next turn, so that is fine. And what else can they have in the back? Nothing really too dangerous. So I think our strategy here is to hit wave, just to put damage on the torque coil. And actually, I think we psychic into the torque coil. Well, if we're gonna do that, then we should Giga Drain into you, and no, we're just gonna go for the hit wave and the psychic play. I just need this Torkoal dead. That's all we need. Oh my god, that did no damage. Oh, that's right, they do have a freaking light screen. Okay, I should still be able to take 2 hits, right? That really doesn't do anything. Hit wave, I will assume. Yeah. Okay, Vedna goes down, but that's okay. Hopefully we don't get burned. Okay. Okay. That means we're fine. Yep. Alright. So this should do it, right? We go for that. We go for the Hyper Voice. Alluring Voice on the guy. I could have brought Soundproof, and we wouldn't have to worry about that. Good to know, good to know. That is fine, not a problem. Hyper Voice might just be enough to pick it up. It is not, okay. That is just straight up especially defensive. Good to know, good to know. Alright. Tomo cleans it off. Good job. Yep. There is the grandpa. So this should just be a clanging scales and a Hyper Voice, right? As far as I know, neither of these Pokemon gets Fight Guard, so should be alright. I hope. Yeah, that is Mega Drampa. Pretty cool looking Mega Drampa, I would say. There's the Hyper Voice. Ah, good to know. Good to know. The Drampa does sleeps it without the need of ice cream. Good to know. Good to know. The Berserk does activate, which is scary as all hex. But we do pick it up. Alright. Great. Love it when appliance comes together. Good game win for us. GG's. We'll have to see what their adaptation is. Their adaptation very much could be Tailwind. But hopefully we have accounted for it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna say that I am ready. Team. Pretty sure Skarmory does get Tailwind. Skarmory. Tailwind. It does. Yep. Okay. I mean, their thing is very especially defensive, so I do wonder how do they go about this. Could they start with that and that, I suppose, but does that help you? I don't know. They could start just with Klefki and the guy, could start with the other guy. I don't know. I mean, this worked out very well, so might as well we might as well try it, right? So we'll go with those two. I mean, we'll just go with what we've been going with, and hopefully it'll be alright. Yeah. Let's then adapt to what we are gonna have to do here. It is just hard for them to, you know, set up whatever they want to set up without and being able to get in at the same time, you know. But, you know, I'm sure he has a plan. And we will see what the plan is. Okay. That is definitely a play. Yeah. Right. So this is still a hit wave. And I say potentially a hex. I mean, hit wave will pull the guy down. Cafagus does get the thing. Light Scream. There could be a Brave Bird coming my way. Do I care about it though? I think I'm more worried about... I mean, if he Brave Birds, right? We'll just go for this. Okay, good thing I didn't go for it. Yep. We'll set up the Screams. I assume that he is going to set up the Trick Room with the Fagus. That's alright. They're gonna get a little bit of damage with the Heat Wave. That's good. Yeah, there is the Trick Room. It is indeed the Trick Room. Okay. Alright. So the play here is to protect, of course. And to discharge? Or to reflect? I think discharge is my better play here. Yeah. Let's just go for it. See what happens. Okay, so they are going straight into the grandpa. Or maybe just going into this. Perfect. That very much works for me. You're about to take 2 double super effective moves. Oh my god. Okay. That I wasn't expecting. Rocks like scar me, huh? We are gonna get a decent chunk with that, which is good. No paralysis this time, unfortunately for me. Okay. Do I want to go to this and just discharge again? It is a dangerous play, but I think I'm willing to make it just because I have the thing. So we'll go for that. Do I actually want to reflect? No, I just want to discharge again, right? Because he could kill the Gajeel, and if he kills the Gajeel, we are all Gucci. So, alright, let's go for it. Like I said, I could regret it, but we'll see. Let's just go for the rock slide. Makes sense. That does a good chunk of damage. They go for the skull. Please leave it. We do leave it. That's good news for us. We do get burned. We do have the Lomberry. It wasn't for this, but we will take it. Yep. And we do get the discharge off, and telepathy Gardevoir comes on. Clutch, dude. Let's go. Beautiful. You love to see it. You love to see it. There is a just very. That's alright. That's quite alright. You love to see when a plan comes together. Yep. They're gonna bring the Torkoal, which is annoying. Gives them how many turns to Trick Room? They had 2 more turns to Trick Room. So yeah. So it's this one plus the next one. Okay. I feel like we should be alright, but we will find out. Anyways, this is the turn where we protect, right? I mean, there's no reason to not do this. And then we will protect. And I mean, there's nothing to do. I just had to discharge here. They're going to kill me, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's gonna come down to 2 versus 2. It's gonna come down to the same endgame as last time. So it's gonna be interesting. The question is, what do I want to keep, basically? Yep, there's the option. Yep. There goes that. That is fine. That's correct. It's just gold. I should have gone to Nagarala there, but that's alright. Okay. So this is very good for the endgame. And this is gonna be alright for the endgame too. So I think we just send this out. And we just go for the double attack here, right? Because they're not gonna kill both. Ah, they could. Is there a reason to risk it? Not really, right? There is Trick Room that is ending. Yeah, alright. I mean, we're gonna try the scummy double protect, because why not? I have lost to that before. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, too bad. Alright, Backnut, of course, does get the protect. Lost doesn't get it, that is unfortunate. But if we were gonna survive the eruption, then we were gonna survive it anyways. So, we'll see. Oh, we did survive it. Where are they gonna target it? Oh, yeah, they're gonna make sure that I don't go to the thing. I do leave it though, that's hilarious. And my light script wears off, but so does your Trick Room. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, so in here what I can do is I can psychic into you, and I can just do I need to do that? Do I just you can't heat wave. I had to remember that. Alright. I mean, I feel like I don't need to. I feel like I can just hyper voice here and Giga Drain into the melodic, and that should be game, but I guess we'll see. Okay. I mean, it's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna be back at full. You cannot double attack me. It should be fine. I don't think the crit matter there. There's no light scream. We have seen how much damage that does through light scream. As long as, oh yeah, we're all good. Yeah, they tried to rely too hard into the Trick Room, and you know, unfortunately, it's not working out for them. But that's just Trick Room, man. That's why I'm not a super huge fan of it. Cofagrigus. Let me just make sure that Cofagrigus doesn't get White Guard for some reason. He sure does not. All right, perfect. So, I'm not sure who's gonna pick the 2 kills here, but somebody's gonna pick the 2 kills in here, I guess. So we'll go for that, and we'll just go for the heat wave, and that should be all she wrote. But you never know, right? You never know. Dekna and Dex, the ROTOM, are putting on great, absolutely outstanding work on their debuts. So, yeah, we will take it. We will take it. There goes the heat wave. Protects itself. Great. As long as we didn't miss that, we're all good. We're golden. Oh, that crit didn't matter. That's just stole a kill. That just stole a kill from my Como, dude. That is rude. Como, I believe, is one of the kill leaders this season. So, yeah, quite rude of Vecna to do that to it, but it's fine. We'll take it. I could have gone for Bug Buzz here to ensure there's a kill it, but that thing is relatively bulky, so I'm just gonna put damage on it and call it a day. Wasn't a crit. Man, if it's a crit, it probably kills it. Good to know. Flanking skills, just gonna take it out. Let's go, dude. That's gonna be our first 2-0 set of the entire season. Holy cow. GG's to Mr. TJP, dude. Yeah, sometimes it goes like that. But anyways, good performance this week. Love to see it. Love the new members of the team. Hopefully they can put on more work this season, that we'll see. Anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll see you on week number 6. Bye now.